Vladimir Putin's closest ally, Belarus, is now saying it has reached an agreement with Russia's Wagner fighters to train its troops. CNN's Alex Marquardt reports that they already appear to be there.
New video on Belarusian state TV claiming to show Wagner mercenaries in southern Belarus training local troops. Neighboring Belarus was where Wagner leader Evgeny Prigozhin was supposed to be exiled to after his aborted insurrection in Russia, throwing his fate and that of Wagner's into doubt. In a new interview released today, Putin proclaimed, "We do not have a law for private military organizations. It simply does not exist. The group exists, but legally it does not exist." Putin is referencing Russia's law against mercenary groups, but also stating a new reality. Wagner, as it has existed in Ukraine as a fighting force, could be done. And Prigozhin, once called Putin's chef, may be split from his men.
We really don't know what the future of Wagner is going to be here, whether it's in Ukraine or anywhere else around the world. We know that they are still conducting malicious activities, particularly in Africa.
After the Wagner mutiny came to a sudden halt on June 24th, Putin furiously accused the mercenaries of being traitors. Then, just 5 days later, Putin said in the interview he invited 35 Wagner commanders, including Prigozhin, to the Kremlin and offered them a chance to repent. "I showed them possible options for their further service," Putin said, including the use of their combat experience. Putin offered the Wagner leaders the chance to continue fighting in the Russian army under their commander, nicknamed Sadoy, or Gray Hair, Andrei Troshev, a retired colonel and founding member of Wagner. Troshev is sanctioned by the EU and the UK. He's fought in Afghanistan, Chechnya, and Syria, earning Russia's highest military honors. The men, Putin said, nodded affirmatively, but Prigozhin, sitting in the front, said after listening, no, the guys do not agree with this decision. So what happened after Prigozhin apparently openly disagreed with Putin? That we don't know. Prigozhin may now be out of Ukraine, but he certainly wants to keep his business interests in both Africa and the Middle East. As for what happened to his men, the Pentagon says that the bulk of them are back in Ukraine, in Russian-occupied areas, back in their barracks, but the Defense Department says they are no longer taking part in operations in Ukraine. Alex Marquardt, CNN, Dnipro, Ukraine.
All right, let's get more analysis now on what's happening. Steve Hall is a CNN national security analyst and a former CIA chief of Russian operations. Steve, great to see you. So if Wagner fighters are in Belarus, as we saw in some of the pictures, for training, what does this tell you about its future?
Yeah, Fred, there's a lot of weird stuff going on here. I mean, let's just start with some of the stuff that Alex was covering back here from the press. So, I mean, from the press perspective, the Kremlin is just being silly about this. I mean, are we really to believe, first of all, that we know where any of these guys are? Because,
right,
for the past 2-3 weeks, we've been trying to figure out where they're wandering around to include Prigozhin. And then we had this cockamamie story from Putin himself, essentially saying, yeah, it was like standing in front of the classroom. Prigozhin was sitting in the front, and when I offered the deal, he said no, but all of his guys who were sitting behind him nodded their heads. I mean, it's unsophisticated, it's silly, and it's frankly strange because the Kremlin's usually good about their messaging. But in terms of the force itself, it does look like perhaps now they're in Belarus. But frankly, if Putin thinks that he's safe, if he's really concerned about these guys, Belarus is not that far away. It would be much better if all of them were in Africa, at least for Putin's safety.
And then there are, it promotes confusion. Then there are, comments by Putin, during an interview, saying that the Wagner group doesn't really exist. It exists, but not legally exists, so it doesn't really exist. And maybe that is the objective, is just to continue to confuse and keep people guessing, whether it be the whereabouts of Yevgeny, Prigozhin, or, whether the troops are indeed, being trained, and if they have a future and being useful to Russia. Isn't this the goal? Confusion?
Yeah, I had forgotten about all the other. There's so many ridiculous statements that are sort of crowding up around this. One loses track. But I think what's going on is we're seeing a lot of smoke up front here. People are not knowing exactly what's going on. Silly statements are being. But I think what that's concealing is a lot of backroom positioning inside the Kremlin. You've got elites that are trying to figure out, okay, where do I fit in? Who's weakened today? Who's going to be weakened next week? And how do I take advantage of that? And Putin is included in that calculus. He himself is saying, okay, how strong is this person vis-a-vis this organization? And what do I need to do to, above all, stay in power? So that's I think, what's going on behind the scenes. Always very difficult to find out precisely what's going on in the Kremlin because it's so tightly controlled.
Mm-hmm. What's your gut say about, Yevgeny Prigozhin? Is he around still? Is he alive? Is he an instrument in any way of Putin or not?
Yeah, I think they're trying to figure out, what to do about Prigozhin. And I think if I had to bet and put money down on it right now, I think what I'd say is that because of what we've seen in the past 2 weeks, so the raid on Prigozhin's apartment in St. Petersburg, where they were finding billions of rubles, millions of dollars, which then Putin turned around and said, by the way, we're the ones who pay Wagner. So that doesn't make any sense. Plus wigs, disguised material, fake passports. I think they're setting him up to look like to the Russian population a corrupt oligarch gone bad that now needs to either go to jail or go into exile or perhaps worse.
Like justification.
Yeah, I think that's the goal for Putin right now, Prigozhin.
Yeah. So the NATO summit, it just wrapped up this week. There was a real strong show of unity. I think uniformly that's kind of the consensus. So is that a message that Putin is hearing or even likely to respond to?
I don't see how he can respond to it because it's just bad news after bad news after bad news. I mean, if we look back before the war, Finland was neutral, Sweden was neutral, and Putin at that time was saying, well, NATO is a huge threat to Russia. Well, now, Finland is a member, and Sweden, it looks like after the summit, is going to be a member soon. Some people are, complaining about the fact that Ukraine wasn't offered something specific even up to membership. But I think there was a decision amongst the allies to say, all right, if we let Ukraine in right now, then we are automatically at war with Russia, unless, of course, we suspend or alter the Article 5, an attack against one is an attack against all. But then that kind of guts the whole idea anyway. So I think this is a pretty good outcome for everybody.